Oh, hey you guys, Kay here on my homestead, and I have just been out. Guess what? This is the first time this has happened since last fall. I am sweating. I don't know, it was 68 degrees at 7 a.m. And I thought, well, it's supposed to, today is like the tail end of that storm, and it started out cloudy, and I thought, and then the sun came out. But it is so humid and sweltering. That was Tiger bumping the camera. And so I've been thinking a lot about time management, and I've been looking around and seeing this big place, and now without having a regular employee like I did when I jumped on last spring, I had a full-time employee. We got systems in place, raised beds built, and beam trellis, and so much more, enclosure for the blueberries, which got mangled in the snow. But I'm just thinking, how am I gonna even, how can I do it? I don't know how I can do it, but I've decided that I am going to follow the advice of so many people who have written me and just said, do what you can, and that's good enough. And so while I would like to have every single square inch of this place planted, it's not going to happen with just me. And so I'm still looking for somebody, maybe one day a week, and we could just muscle through like I had in California. Of course, that place was tiny and this place is huge. But anyway, I got a few things done today. I'm going to show you now. I decided I absolutely had to fertilize those onions. Remember when I planted the onions, this is the Dixon-Dale method, where you put the fertilizer down between the rows and you don't put the onions in the fertilizer. And so that's the way I had done the lower garden. I haven't been down there today, I don't know what it looks like, but I never got these last few that I filled one raised bed full of onions and I did not fertilize. So I just got that done. And you'll see that I just had a piece of 2-inch molding, and I created a little trench between each row, and I put in what was left over from the fertilizer that I had before, and which included bone meal and Dr. Earth, vegetable, tomato, herb, slow release organic fertilizer, and azomite, you know, just the usual suspects that I use. Sometimes I use blood meal. I didn't with this. So I got the onions fertile. Tiger, please. I got the onions fertilized, and I thought, well, I was a little bit left, and it's time to fertilize the garlic, you guys. I just got an email from Garlic Gods. I wouldn't have thought of this because I got too much else on my mind. Garlic Gods says it's time to fertilize the garlic. So I'll have to mix up some more. My garlic is much closer together than my rows of onions, so I just scattered what was left of the fertilizer. It's going to rain again tonight, and I'll try to get some more on tomorrow. I pulled 2 little cabbages. I'm trying to get these seedlings, the ones that are going to survive, out into the garden as I can. And I had 2 little seedlings of cabbages. 2 didn't make it down there from that day I planted the sweet peas, the snap peas, and the cabbages. And so I plugged those in. So easy to plug plants in when you've got a prepared raised bed. Wow. I was looking on Stark Brothers. I've ordered quite a few things from Stark Brothers, and I don't have that many sweet potato slips. I'm not going to have that many. The bees and the wasps are coming in because the door's open. And so I was looking on there, and these sweet potatoes, they sell a bunch of sweet potatoes, 25 in a bunch, but it's $42. And I'm thinking, wait, how many sweet potatoes could I grow for $42? I mean, could I buy when times are normal? So I thought, wow, okay. I had these little sweet potatoes that I grew from a handful of sweet potatoes that my friend Daryl gave me. They've got white flesh with tan skin, and they were all just little roots. And I grew them in at the end of the season last year in cloth bags. But hey, that is a sweet potato. It can be eaten. Therefore, it can root, right? So I am taking the advice that people have given me to try, rather than doing the toothpick. I have no toothpicks. What homestead doesn't have a toothpick? Seriously. I could go and make some toothpicks and put them in water, and then all those gnats are flying around in the house. Or I can, since they're so small, I was advised to just lay them out in a tray of potting soil, damp potting soil, and cover them up. And put them in a warm place. This is the garage. It never gets below 60 in here. And so I put them up there on the rack, and you just wait for them to sprout. I guess you keep them damp. I don't think you cover it. And so I thought, hey, that is so much easier than doing these individual jars of water. And I had pulled some trays out that I thought could handle this. It was very cloudy before, and I thought, get them out, get them used to the heat, start hardening these things off. I've already started on the roselle, which have been devastated by aphids, and so I wanted to pull those out. And so I brought another couple of trays. You know, I had already noticed that a lettuce plant had come up in one of the roselles. I gently pulled it out and separated it. And I took the lettuce and I put it in an empty spot in my lettuce cart. Remember, I didn't have any lettuce in my lettuce cart. I just got celery and chard. So now I have lettuce in my lettuce cart. And then it got really hot over here with this white door and with the sun hitting it. And I thought, okay, don't fry these plants the first day you bring them out. Come on. I've got to water all of my indoor plants. I'm about halfway through with that. I water them with rainwater. I think, you know, I think that's all I did. I just started working and I thought, about halfway through, I thought, I should really talk about this because time management, I remember when our son first went to Stanford, I asked the father of a tennis player that my son had played with. She was 1 year older, and I think she went to Stanford. I think, yeah. And I saw him somewhere, and of course she was going to play tennis in college. And I said, "Do you have any advice for me about what is really important to focus on that freshman year at college?" And he said, time management. Time management. Okay, I cannot power through 8 and 9 hour days in the garden in Tennessee. It gets so hot and you feel faint and you have to drink a lot of water and take a lot of breaks. And so I am going to focus on just doing a small grouping of things every day. Just don't overwhelm myself. Just do 2 or 3 hours. I'll get what I get done, and the rest, it'll just have to be what it is. So it was a lot of fun doing that this morning, just getting my hands dirty. Haven't cleaned them up yet. And I haven't even eaten, and it's 1 o'clock. So I am gonna go have a wonderful breakfast of Thousand Hills Lifetime Grazed wild rice, hickory smoked sausage, and fresh eggs from the farm, from my butcher where he has his own farm. So thank you so much for following my journey. I hope I'm inspiring you in some way. You know, we have to do what we can at the age we are and at the ability we are, and just do what you can, and that is enough. So thanks so much. I hope you subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, scroll down and click all so you won't miss a thing right here on the homestead, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. I am going to cook my first Guatemalan blue banana squash. This is one of the smaller ones, and I have saved the seeds. It's very easy to cook a squash if you don't cut it. You can just put it in whole and roast it, but then you can't replant the seeds.